Hello, hello, hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 11 and has autism. And this is about our journey. I paint with Owen, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds, and then I paint the rest. And I have some fuzz on the canvas. That's always fun. Sometimes I just can't grab it. And this is one of those times. So, I think I dropped it from my paintbrush. There, I moved it. There, I got it. The 3-hour tour, I painted over the section when I just painted, and I think I don't have the grip to get it. There, I keep moving it. There I go. I got it. Oh, maybe I didn't. Yes, I got it. Okay. Moving forward. Moving forward. That's the hard part sometimes, is when I can't grab something. So I'm making flowers tonight, and this is what happens. I go through and I told myself I was going to do something different, and here I am still doing flowers. So, but that's okay. I like doing flowers. I went through a rooster phase where all I did was roosters, and so now I'm in the flower phase of my life. I do occasionally something different, but it seems like I'm stuck on flowers. I will get unstuck at some point. Unstuck. That's my technical term. Now, if you've watched before, you know that well, we can do like the count of how many times I say this. I like to watch paint dry. And I generally, when I'm making flowers, I use one paint. Not always one paint, but oh, see, I think that's where the lint came from. I generally use one paintbrush, and it's just kind of the way I paint. So we shall see. Sometimes I do other things, but that happens a lot, is one paintbrush. I like how the paint from the previous flower painting section, whatever it is that I'm doing at whatever time, gets kind of stuck on the paintbrush. And I use, as I say, way too much paint. And I way too much paint on the paintbrush. Way too much paint. But I love the texture that it gives when I do use a lot of the paint. And so it's hard for me not to do it, to let it go. But that also, you also hear me go, oops, because I drop said paint everywhere occasionally. And then I have to fix it, or, move along. And sometimes it gets fixed, and sometimes I create a new section. or cover it up somehow by using blobs, which happens more often than one might think. But we learn, we love, we grow, and that goes for painting as well. So I'm kind of on the brown trail tonight, tans, whatever you want to call this, taupes, kind of it makes me think of chocolate, maybe even like the M&M chocolate covered or colored, I don't know, so we shall see. But when I saw the way this background turned out, I decided that I thought it would look cool with the tans and taupes and browns, and so that's where we're at. So my boy is ecstatic because we have gotten to August and he is ready for school, as he says. He loves school and he thrives with school. And so I can't wait till he's back in school. For him, I mean, he loves it, and I want him to have it. I want him to be able to just enjoy school. And so we are now officially in August, and he is not a big fan of schedules of any kind, like a calendar, a clock in his room. He doesn't want anything written out. He doesn't want anything, just no kind of schedule that's a permanent something like the schedule of a calendar. So I'm trying to teach him that a calendar is okay, and that it helps us to kind of know where we're going, what we're doing, how we, function. But it's hard. It's hard for him. However, the dude knows his days. He is a mastermind about what days it really is. And he's starting to understand, like, that, when you can, it's time is such an interesting concept to me, because some months don't have 31 days. And so trying to explain this to a child that already doesn't like a schedule, even though he loves routine, it's hard. Yet he knows what his schedule is. He knows without really, there's very few times that he ever gets mixed up on what day of the week it is. And sometimes I don't even know that he's actually mixed up, or more so that he's just either playing me or he's just not, a lot of times he answers backwards to, backwards isn't the right word, different. Like if something's right, he tells me to turn left. And so I think it's kind of the same effect with the days of the week. If he's doing something, it kind of comes out a different way. But I'm telling you, like, he knows his days. And so he woke up this morning and immediately started talking about it being August, and he wanted to make sure that he didn't have it wrong, that he truly wasn't going to school. So he started in on going to school. And I'm like, when are you going to school? And he then told me the date. And he knows he wasn't going to school today, but he still, he wants that routine. He needs that routine. And so it won't be long. He will be back in school, and he is thrilled. He's thrilled. Once I start getting some of these flowers here, it's like it all bunches together. So I don't mind a little air in it, but I also want to make the connections between everything. And so that's kind of where I'm at with why I'm like filling in some of it as I go along. And if you've learned anything from any of my previous videos, if you've watched those, you know that whatever I put on here is subject to change quite frequently. So that's where we're at right now, is it's the quite frequently part. So hopefully it'll all work out in the wash, as they say. And that's where we're at. So just kind of going over. And I always say that my mom is the one that has the green thumb, but I love painting. I love painting, and it doesn't always work out like it's an actual flower, but it makes me happy, and that's what matters, So just kind of adding a little bit. Oh, see, this is where I'm telling you I get the droppy drops. And so I'm going to do some little fluffy things here, like it's a flower in behind. In behind, that's the technical. Oh, the words. Sometimes I write every day. I've been writing every day for over 10 years. And sometimes it amazes me when I've been writing so very much, and yet the actual words baffle me sometimes. They're gone from my brain. But that's okay. So I think this needs to be a little darker because it kind of blends in almost too much. I've been doing a lot of these puffy flower thingies. And I need to do a little something over here. But I don't want a puff flower. I want just kind of another little random flower in the midst of it all. And then I really want this back on the surface, so gotta put that back in the mix there. Sometimes I do double duty when I'm trying to cover something up. And then I think I just want a little, like, it's not really, since all the colors are kind of the browns, it's hard to distinguish what's like, a leaf versus the flowers. But it's kind of fun to just imagine all the colors in there. And sometimes I go back in, which I'm going to right now, and I've got to be careful because I keep my brush pretty thick when I'm going through this part, but I've got very thin lines down here, and I shake to begin with. So when I'm doing this, if I don't kind of relax as I'm going through this, I will end up getting too thick. And it's not a big deal with the thickness, except for the fact that it's pretty consistent with the size right now, and so I don't really want to make it too much thicker than what's right here. And again, it's not a huge deal, but in my mind, I just want to keep it just kind of subtle. So that's why I'm really trying to keep it a little more flexible. I just want some extra color, just a little variety down there. I think I'm almost to that point because I don't want to add too many. Oh, there's the fuzz. I don't know what I got. Oh, I guess it's a bristle. I don't know where I got all the fuzz, but it's there. So we do O for Owen, since he helps me paint the backgrounds and he's the foundation of what we're doing here. And then L and B. And this is as much about the story as the rest of it, because it's our journey. You know, he's the foundation of why I paint. So that's what that is. And this is the leftover paint, and I make paint blobs out of this. So I take this and just kind of spread this around and mix kind of these little areas. And I'm making paint blob jewelry, for the lack of a better word. So that's what this is. That's what this is. But see, I could do this all day. So I want the little swirls in there because I will show you. But then I have to kind of fill in the holes here. This is the little paint blob. And then some of them I gotta still make into, these are like keychains and necklaces, but the this will be on my website pretty soon. It spins, and those are the paint blobs. And then like the sunflower, it's got two sides as well, but it doesn't flip, but it's got the little colors in there. But those are the paint blobs. So once the paint dries, I take it off of the parchment, and then I glue it with all of these other things into these little designs. So anyways, you can find those soon on my website, which is sweetbabyo.com. Or you can check it out on Facebook at Sweet Baby O and Sweet Baby O Design. So, well, thanks so much for being part of our journey tonight, and I hope that you have a great rest of your night. Toodles!